Someone please call 911.
Why is that?
You don't hear it?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I've been singing.
Oh, you were singing the song?
Backstabbing was early.
I'm like, why is he coming up with all these random songs?
Feel my body getting cold.
Man, who plugged in the bass speaker?
Man, what is up? Get down there and be around them players, man.
What up,
you know
brother?
how you doing. What's up?
It was so good to see y'all had TP out here, Coach.
What's up, young
Hey,
man?
not only that,
What's up,
So how much
baby?
does Pie look like TP, though?
Huh?
How much does Pie look like TP?
Hey, man, we had him and the boys, and, man, they was here for about a week. And you know how TP is. I was so excited about getting him and Mink together.
Right.
But they the same dude.
Nobody talking.
And so it took like 4 days for him to warm up. Hey, yeah, good to see you. Awesome, man. So much respect for you. Yeah, it took him about 4 days to get beyond that before they got to start vibing. It was time to go before it got hot. You know what I mean?
Hey, but you know TP, though, man. I just loved seeing them back, though. Seeing the boys back like that.
Dude, it was awesome, man. They ball boyed, you know.
Yeah.
It was good, man. It was good. How you doing, man?
Good, Cole. How are you, man?
Man, good, man. Hey, man, congrats on y'all's success.
Appreciate you,
Y'all
bro.
killing it. What we doing today?
We just chopping it up, Coach.
Yeah.
All right, let's do
This
it.
is just, we
Let's
just gonna
do
hang
it.
out.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hold up, limitless. Niggas to me got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling got me up. On the mission got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. Only vision I can trust. Limitless. Niggas to me got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling got me up. On the mission got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. Only vision I can trust. Limitless. Niggas to me got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling got me up.
I do have a question that I wonder, just from my perspective, Coach. Oh, first off, this is Mike Tomlin, for those who thinks that he needs an introduction. Channing Crowder, Fred Taylor, Ryan Clark. This is the pivot, a part of Fanatics. Coach T, you've accomplished so many things, right? You just signed a new extension. What is it that keeps you so motivated to keep doing this job?
I love what I do, first of all, just the vocation of coaching. You know, I got into coaching, man, because as a young man, the coaches in my life, man, were kind of an inspiration for me, a blueprint for me. It wasn't just about the sports that they coached, man. They were like leaders, and I wanted to emulate them. And so that's always been my mentality about what I do. I love working with young people. Those challenges are ever changing, and so it's fresh. When I coached you, I was a big brother type. Now I'm coaching my son's friends, you know? And so the perspective or the lens in which I see it has evolved, and that keeps the challenges fresh, man. I'm having fun, man. I love it.
Hey, Coach, we talked to a lot of guys. You know, we do the training camp tour, and we talked to a bunch of dudes, some ex-players too, talking about it. Well, man, I feel like an honorary member of the Steeler family.
Yeah.
And I know so many, from C-Hamp, RC, Troy, Peasy, Pot, Footy, all them dudes, and it's that certain type of guy that you know plays here. And they saying these kids changing now. And you've been coaching 30, so you know that old way of football. And in the new way, what's the transition for you with these new type kids, social media type kids? These guys are different, bro. They really are.
It's different, and I don't resist that. I acknowledge that, but it doesn't necessarily mean better or worse. It's just their experiences are different, and so they're gonna be different. Like the things that we think about when we think about this time of year, two-a-days, man, these guys have never been through a two-a-day in their life. Like today's player, two-a-days were outlawed when they were in high school. They didn't have two-a-days in college. They had mandatory off days in training camp like settings. They've come into the league under these circumstances. And so to think that these guys are gonna be ready for a morning 9-on-7 and the afternoon team run, no, man, they have not grown up in the game like that. And so, you know, I don't judge them because of the differences. These dudes have the same appetite that you guys had. And if put in them circumstances, I'm sure they would swim in them waters. But they're brought up in a different time, in a different environment. Like I know your boy, if your boy was brought up in a football environment like you and I was brought up in, he would swim in those waters. It's relative because they all got the same experience. And so I really try not to judge them because their experience or lens in which they see the game is different maybe than mine, and I just work with them.
Coach, you ever spend some time in Kansas City, like way back in the day?
No,
Well, there's a person out there that kind of looked like you, Funny Marco. You familiar with him?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, RC had him on his show, and he put up a paper and said, "This guy right
Oh
here."
man,
I
y'all
actually never
see?
ever seen you, Coach.
Yo, hey, it's hilarious, man. We always appreciate you welcoming us here like extended family. We just visited sometime on this training camp tour in Atlanta with Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
awesome.
and I told him, I said, Coach, I know you've seen the schedule. I know you know what week 1 is. Are you excited about week 1? He's like, I've seen it, but he tried to dumb it down a little bit. He said, but I know my big brother's ready for it. So how excited are you for Raw, number one? Because last time we did this with you, you said of the 32 coaches out there, some guys aren't getting a fair shot, basically, because he's good enough. You haven't been around a coach better than him that doesn't have a head coaching job, basically. How excited are for you to see him back in the driver's seat?
Man, I can't express the words to illustrate how excited I am for him. Like I said the last time we talked, I believe that for the last number of years, man, that he's quite simply the best coach in football without a head job. And so I think he's deserving of the opportunity. I'm excited for him doing it in familiar territory around good people. But all that being said, man, he a nameless gray face on week 1. And he knows that.
Yeah. He had some good Mike T impersonations, though. He was like, good. Yeah.
Hey, this guy, we worked together years ago. I used to always give him the post-practice meeting. You know, for me, I probably never told him this, but I was working on my staff management skills just in a small group. You know, I was a secondary coach. He was my assistant. And so I took his growth and development personally.
Yeah.
And so I always gave him the young guys post-practice meetings. And I'd be sitting in my office next to the meeting room, kind of doing cards for the next day or whatever. And he would like do that meeting in my voice. Like he's so talented of an impersonator, man. He could go for 30 minutes, man, in my voice.
It'd just be you the whole time.
The whole time. And even I had to acknowledge, like, okay, that does sound like me.
Yeah.
You know?
He was spot on, Coach. A part of the game evolving, also your tenure has evolved. You know, you started, like you said, you were a big brother. You've obviously changed in kind of the perspective you can see the game, but also the game has changed from your roster standpoint. When you got us, Coach, we were like veteran Grizzly. You had to bring along the offense. And then obviously you had the killer bees and Ben was the leader. You've gone through 2 different sets of quarterback rooms since then. And I'm not asking about who starts. I don't care about that. What are some of the challenges that are different from having Kenny Pickett, trying to raise him and figure out between he and Mitchell Trubisky who would be the starter, and now having a veteran like Russ, who's very accomplished, and then also Justin, who's the talented young guy? What are those evaluations like each day?
Integrating them into Steeler culture is a very different challenge based on their experiences, as you mentioned. Like Kenny, it was about his transition to the professional game. And obviously that's a lot of things associated with that. With Russ and even Justin, you know, I'm not introducing them to the National Football League. Those guys have gotten out of their cars on Sundays, man, as franchise quarterbacks and walked into that tunnel. They know what that is about. But it's important that they understand what we do here and how we go about business here and what it means to be a quarterback here. And so particularly in the training camp setting, man, I do 30 minutes with them every morning to talk about the challenges of the day, to review what transpired yesterday in an effort to be a component of their leadership acclimation. I'm not just gonna sit on the side and hope they're the leaders that we need them to be, or hope their natural leadership skills evolve in the ways that we want them. Man, we're just talking about a myriad of issues, man. How to stay a step ahead of the group. If I need them to lead, then they need information. And so I talk to them about a staff emphasis of the day in a training camp-like setting. I talk to them about offensive leadership based on when things go well, we have a great day. When things don't go well, it really kind of mirrors what I need from them during the course of the season as we face positive results, negative results, etc. And so, man, we're really locked in on that now. I respect their experience. As you mentioned, man, Russ has been around the block and back, but it's his first lap in Pittsburgh. And so we're not taking anything for granted from that perspective. Man, there's no shortcut to it, man. We got to spend time. And destination camps like this, man, allow us to do that.
Yeah.
We all bring bags, right? And so part of them excelling here, man, is me gaining an understanding of what's transpired with them in the other places they've been. And so sometimes, man, we're just talking. You know, a cup of coffee in the morning, I'll broach a subject, you know, some component of leadership or quarterback play, and then I'll just, you know, kick it around the room and let those guys talk about their experiences. Management of receivers, you know, guys that can be a distraction to the unit, what have you. You know, coaching, accountability, tape review, different environments that they've been in, confrontational, non-confrontational. I just want to get an understanding of the ground that they've covered, because in a lot of ways, man, it affects how they acclimate.
Right.
And not only them, but Kyle Allen, too, is new to us.
Yeah.
And so I've had fun, man, spending time every morning with those guys.
Mike T, how does that happen, though? Right? Because we listen to coaches so many times talk about the X's and O's, right? But as a head coach, it's a relationship job. What are your thought processes when you say, okay, when it comes to these two dudes, the X's and O's matter, but the leadership of the Pittsburgh Steelers in particular is important, and this is the way I'm going to approach it?
Football being the ultimate team game, we're talking about capturing that you can't measure, right? But we all know it's what gets us out of stadiums, right? When it really get thick, right? The X's and O's are the X's and O's. Everybody got guys that can play. Assuming that everybody's done their due diligence, they ready for the moments. Man, it's that glue stuff. It's that 30 minutes every morning, you know, spending time together, gaining an understanding, knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses, what we fear, what we hunting, to best utilize the pieces, man, to get through the sticky moments. That's the only way to do it, man. That's the only way I know how to do it, and I know we better work at it. I know we better work at it just like we work at assignments, particularly in a setting like this, man, because it's the National Football League, man. It's going to be thick moments.
Yeah.
We're going to be up against it. Everybody's going to be up against it. And I'm not hoping we work our way through it. I'm going to construct an environment that builds us to work our way through it. You know what I mean?
Coach, most times teams look to avoid the media circus, but you've always done a great job with the media. You've always struck me as a man who never flinch. Like, you're precise, you show extreme conviction and poise just across the board, even when you're on the sideline. The decision this offseason, you brought in Justin and Russ, knowing a lot of media attention was going to follow that. What went into pulling the trigger in that? Was it just simple as opportunity, or what was behind it at the end of the day?
No question, an opportunity to acquire the talent. But, man, this is professional football, and we're trying to be world champs. And based on my experience, I know whether you want media attention or not, if you're going down that road and going down that road the way you want to, media attention gonna come with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love visitors, man. Like, I love the fact that y'all are here today. I want y'all on the sideline when they're warming up and stuff, because if you've been in the Super Bowl, right?
No.
Everything,
Hey, Coach.
everything outside that white lines, right? Ain't nothing normal about it.
Yeah.
But that inside that white lines is business.
Yeah.
And so, like, again, I'm not hoping that this group is in position to experience those things. It's my job to ready this group. And so I've learned over the years, man, to embrace visitors, to extend courtesies to them. It's the right thing to do. But it also just teaches our guys that there's a certain amount of fanfare that comes with what we do. But we professionals, man. We could chop it up. Brett Michaels was here the other day.
Yeah.
Hey, but step across that white line, man, we got team run.
Right.
You guys are here today. Man, they can enjoy the knowledge that you guys can share with them and get to meet you guys. But we step across that white line, we got business, because that's what Super Bowl Sunday is like. It is a circus.
Yeah.
But it's business waiting for us on the other side of that white line. And so I see it all as prep in my mind, and that's how I talk to the group. Right at the outset of this, I said, we're gonna have some unique visitors in training camp. Man, enjoy them, get to know them, partake in it, learn from them, but it don't affect our business. We've had Jason Kidd in already. Just cool people, maybe from different walks of life, man, but kick butt in whatever it is they do. It's something to learn from that. And so it's just some things that I try to be intentional about, when we're in a setting like this. But the media storm, no, I'm not gonna run from it, man. We gotta push through it.
Right.
That better not be like our biggest problems, man. We gotta beat people.
Yeah.
And so I'm not gonna allow that to be a distraction. I respect it. I know it's a component of what we do. And particularly if we're doing it well enough, some attention gonna come with it.
Yeah, Coach, we'll hit you with that, with Red's daddy off Friday. Y'all know what the Super Bowl's like. No.
No. Excuse me.
I told you to come this way, Coach.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
But Coach, it's funny because like everybody, even Rob was talking about, he taught him Tomlin-isms.
Yeah.
And like all the stuff you say, the main thing's the main thing.
Standard is the standard.
Standard is standard and all the words you say. But 30 years coaching, going on 20 years as the big man. Do you ever run out of stuff? Because I done heard the little engine that could story, Coach.
Yeah.
I done had some good coaches that gonna tell you 30 years in, you ain't never run out of motivation, I would say. X and O's, but the motivation.
No, man, because the audience is always changing. And I got sons that play ball and stuff, and so that keeps me somewhat connected, man. When I was young, my coaching experience and abilities allowed me to be a better father, helped me in my fathering. And now my fathering probably helps me with my coaching. You know what I mean? From a relatability standpoint. I was thinking about that some this summer when I was chopping it up with my sons, man. I had some parenting advantages because of my coaching experiences when they were young, but now I see the reverse effect. Just being completely engaged with them and having to do the things that you need to do as a dad and how they interact and the ways that you got to communicate with them, I think helps me in my coaching.
Coach T, it's about winning Super Bowls. And we had so much early success. And then you may have had some teams sort of in the middle of the beginning and now that were more talented than we were in the sense of the dynamic way they could play the game. You've continued to evolve. You continue to field competitive teams. How difficult is it having not reached that pinnacle again since early on in your career?
Man, it's painful, but man, life is, but it's the quest, man. Like early on, you asked me, why am I still excited, man? Because, I'm chasing something. I want to get back to that. I want to deliver some real deserving guys that has seen everything this game has to offer other than that, or deserving of that. I want to see Cam Hayward. I want to see that confetti rain down on him. I want to see that confetti rain down on T.J. Watt, Minkah Fitzpatrick. I want them to experience, to know what being a champion is, man, because they don't realize that they are already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They embody the characteristics that is a champion, and so I want to see them experience it.
Yeah, Coach, I listen to, and in my job, I'm not supposed to be a fan. And I tell people all the time, I'm loyal to people, not places. But this place is different because you're still here, right? And I tell them all the time, it's like, yeah, he's my coach, but he's my friend. And I want to continue to see you do well. But I remember the dude that walked in the door, Coach. He is not this guy. You talked about the way your parenting now informs your coaching, but just in particular, how have you evolved to be able to still enjoy this the way you do with so much of it changing?
I just decided long ago to not be resistant to change, to not be adaptable. You know what I mean? I never wanted to be the dinosaur, although I'm dinosaur-like now. You know what I mean? To not be resistant to growth. You know what I mean? Like, growth is a lifelong thing, man. And, I want to reflect that.
Do you know you're a star, though, Coach? Like, you're an actual celebrity. Like, Glorilla and some of these people that now come around, it's still the logo, right? It's still a brand. It's the organization. But I don't go anywhere in life and they ask me what it's like to play for the Steelers. It's what was it like to play for Mike Tomlin? What about the way he motivates? Like, you've now changed from this guy who was just a ball coach to a celebrity, a star. Do you feel that when you move around?
I do, man, but just by nature, I resist it. Because, to your point, man, I'm doing the same things that I've always done, but the perception of me, I guess, is what has changed. But it doesn't mean that I need to embrace that or run to that.
Right.
I probably run from it, man. That's something that I never envisioned. You know what I mean? Like, I'm intentional as hell when it comes to my business. Always have been. Plan for everything. Even back when Raheem and I were together, you know, I'd be like, hey, man, like, let's pay attention to these itineraries, man, that John Gruden is handing out on weekends, because we're going to be head coaches, man, and just put this in your head coach notebook.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always was intentional. And so how he managed players, how he managed staff, anybody that I've worked for, Brad Childress, Tony Dungy, all of that. Always had a plan in mind, but I never thought about or contemplated that component of it. And so, you know, my natural instincts is to be resistant. It's silly to me kind of at times because I'm a football coach. You know what I mean? And it's just not my style.
Yeah.
Coach, I think the good people of Latrobe, last night we were coming in, we saw Arnold Palmer Road or Drive or whatever. I can see a road named after you in the future.
Man, that's funny.
No, I'm serious. Somewhere either in Pittsburgh in the city or out here. But when we were sitting with Ra, we asked him to build sort of a Mount Rushmore +1 defense, right? So basically it's on every level, DN, D tackle, linebacker, cornerback, safety. Can you build me your all-time defense, a player from each one of those positions?
Wow.
I mean, you've been around for a while, so you got a lot of knowledge and a lot of greats.
Ain't no
Could
doubt.
be players you coached or not.
Man, you know, I try to be respectful of the guys that I hadn't seen. And so, you know, I'm a big football historian. And so I'm always hesitant in those discussions, man, because guys like Deacon Jones, man, deserve consideration in discussions like this.
Right.
When I was a young assistant with the Bucs, man, Deacon came in and spent a week with us. And he was Sapp's hero. Sapp would be on my Mount Rushmore along the front lines, but I saw the admiration that he had for Deacon Jones, man. Like, you know, Sapp doesn't show deference to anyone. Y'all know Sapp.
Yeah.
But Sapp was deferring to Deacon Jones for a week, and it was a cool thing to see. He little broed him, and there was a reverence there that when you're around it, man, you just appreciate it. And so, like, the guys I named, the guys I've been around, like Warren, like Derek Brooks, like TP, like John Lynch, who are all Mount Rushmore types. Rondy Barber, we just put a gold jacket on last year. As I say their names, I'm interested in the names that they say.
Mm-hmm.
In an effort to continue to educate the next generation, man, to appreciate the shoulders of the people that we standing on. And so I always think about that when I'm thinking about questions like that, because obviously I want to say the Bear, you know, Warren, we call Warren the Bear, but I just remember the reverence, man, that he had for Deacon Jones. Like, and it makes me want to say Deacon Jones. you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in the memory of his legacy in this thing, like LT, who's from around my way, is the physical blueprint. A generation later, that dude had the measurables, the height, weight, speed of first rounders today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, like, I'm just always respectful of the historical component, man, and I'll always say unpopular names that maybe a lot of people don't want to remember or don't remember at all, because I just got so much respect for the game and the people that have laid the foundation for us, man. Like, I remember my first combine, one of my first combines, me and Raheem are walking through the old dome, the RCA dome in Indy, and we run into Shaq Harris, man, and Doug Williams. And they take us to lunch with them. And that's one of the few times where Raheem won't say nothing. Like, Raheem was quiet. Like, shut up. Like, let's listen to this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to get that oral history, man, to gain the experience of the men that's come before us, man, that's really groundbreaking, man. Dudes like Shaq Harris, man, quarterback of the LA Rams, man, in the 70s.
Who people forget about when we talk about the historical, like, relevance of black quarterbacks.
No question.
Yep.
Like, I wonder if these guys know Shaq Harris. I wonder if Justin.
Shaq would always tell us, he said when they would introduce the lineup, the offense for the games, when they got to his name, the announcer would say, "Let us pray." They introduced him as "Let us pray" because they knew he was finna cause hell.
Yeah, man. Just, you know what I mean? Like, I remember being 14, 15 years old or whatever, you know, when Doug Williams went off in the second quarter, man, and was dumping that ball in the right front shirt pocket of Ricky Sanders and them. Like, you know what I mean? And what it felt like to witness it as a young guy. You know what I mean? And all that he had been through, man. Like, when given the opportunity, man, I'm gonna uplift those, man. I'm gonna highlight those guys that I consider, dudes that inspired me and those before me.
Hey, Coach, quick on the way, I got one more, because you bring up Rob, now you talking about the older players that you want to show respect to. Do you know that you that OG, that you have that lineage of even Rob? Like, Rob brought you up anytime he could, because he really does not think
he's here without you.
He would not be here without you. And when you first battle Hall of Fame, I don't know if you even understand that, but I guess your legacy, you a great coach, never having a losing season, like, you know all your stats. But do you think about the legacy and the tree of coaches that you've built and all that stuff? Or are you too deep in it to really sit back and look at the big picture of Mike Tomlin?
One, I don't have time, and even if I had time, I don't know that I would allow myself to, man. Like, I'm living it. Like, I'm living it. You know how it is, man. Like, the challenges, man, of today just always gonna trump that BS, man. Like, nah, man, it's my job. Like my career has been long, okay? Like, these dudes, man, their careers are short. Like, I owe them urgency.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I owe them to be in it the way they in it. I don't have a longevity mentality when I get out of my bed in the morning because they're not afforded that. You know what I mean? And as a leader, man, I gotta live like they live. You know what I mean? I better relate to that. I better not get desensitized to that. I make an effort not to, man. And so I understand all that you say, but it doesn't help me help them get down like that, you know?
Well, Coach, we had, you do have that reputation, but that is earned through what you've done as a coach, what you've done as a man. We actually sat with Brandon Ayuk a while ago, and he listed this as a place he wanted to be because of you. And I think that current players feel that way. It's important. People also say he look like you, though, Coach. So I don't know if
everybody look like
Brandon Ayuk lead, Coach, is that he look like you.
Where's that boy from? No.
Appreciate you.
No, man.
I get the practice. Hey,
Love y'all, man.
I got to ask you, Coach. We got to ask you. You had been in Nevada like 25 years ago. Yeah, we're gonna swing
get
out.
around them dudes, man.
Yes, sir.
Them young runners, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like they gonna want to see you. You know what I mean?
Hey, go ahead. Yeah, there's a different. Love you too, Coach.
I love that he emphasized playing the run because he's very graceful.
Yeah.
He's a jumper.
What up, guys? What's happening? What are we doing? Why are we out here so early? What time does practice start?
What's up, boss man?
11.
Yes, sir. What up, brother?
Man,
How you like it over here,
living the
man?
dream, man. Living the dream.
Man, it's beautiful, man.
Yeah, dog.
What's up, champ? How you been, man? All good? All right, for sure.
I'm doing well.
Feeling all right? Looking good?
How's the body,
looking
bro? Knees? Be good? Good.
We got stem cells off.
Since I've been a part of this family, this is the first time we've had like this many new faces, right? Like you got PQ, you got Dante bringing 2 quarterbacks. That's a rarity here.
I'm always tell you when I see you, because I rarely see you. It takes what it takes.
Yeah,
I know you missed the Out of him.
Of course.
I know you, man.
Yeah, he meant the world to me.
Hey, good dude, man.
Yeah, appreciate
I
you.
love you. Hey,
Good seeing you, baby.
keep doing what you do, bro.
got it.
I'm always rooting for you.
Appreciate you, baby.
All right, bet. All right.
What's on that video?
Hell of a throw, boy.
Yeah. They can't deny what's on that video.
Hey, Coach, this dude is different. 39. He's
Yeah.
I can't. It's a different human.
Yep. It just makes me smile because it's just, you know how fun it is to coach 3 Hall of Fame types back there, and they're all different people.
Just totally different, Coach.
Yeah.
Just talking about you.
What's up? 2-2. All
Look good,
bro.
man.
Taking it easy.
Move, what's up, boy?
Downhill,
Good
baby.
to see you, man.
Downhill,
How you feeling?
downhill.
What up, boy?
Like with some shit wrapped around his head. It's a beautiful day, Coach. We're gonna do special things. And
Man, they're good.
freaky shit routinely.
Everybody say you changed the energy around here, bro. So I love that now.
Watch you guys. My favorite defense. I used to talk to LeBeau about it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that mentality back on the offense.
But honestly, when we were here like that defensively, that was the mentality in the offense.
It was. Like, that's what Mike T told me. Like 7 shots.
Physical mindset.
We created a fucking bloodbath.
Yep.
That's what he said. He said when Bell and AD and those guys, like you guys, it was like
It's
heavyweight
physical.
fight.
Right, and then you go fight, and then in the game, we're going to hit you with this, big play. Hey, you had to make it hard on yourself. I'm going to start at 2 yards, man.
Yeah. With him, it's like I gotta actually work some stuff.
Good.
And then we'll get together afterwards and like he'll ask me, what did you see here? Why'd you do this? You know what I'm saying? And
Good.
we both kind of learning.
Iron sharpening iron.
Exactly.
That's good.
What's up, Ron?
What up, good brother? How you doing?
man?
I saw Lil Man out here, man.
Yeah.
That's
We have a
good, man.
blast, bro.
It's a blessing to be able to do that.
for sure, man.
Did you meet TP when he came out, Troy?
Oh,
Did you talk to him?
Yeah, I've known Troy for years. He's good. Dude.
Okay.
Yeah, good people, man.
Yeah, great people.
I was
man.
talking to Coach about how y'all used to be smacking dudes back in
We
the
was
day.
trying, man. It's a different time.
It's special up here. Yeah. You go to a lot of camps, and it's special up here.
That's cool, man.
Because the way guys are.
Hard to believe I've been here 6 years already.
Yeah. Even from, shit, we said talk.
Hey, they're going red zone defense. Joey, they're going in.
There you go, big dog.
Thank you.
No problem. Vroom, vroom. What up, big dog? Vroom. What up, dog? I love you guys. Vroom, vroom.
Fellas, y'all know it's getting closer. August 16th through 18th, the Fanatics Fan Fest NYC. Boy, I can't wait.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm happy that we get an opportunity to sit down with Roger Goodell. I don't know if they could pay it retroactively or whatever, but I need to figure out where all my fine money went. So I don't know how long we got with him, but that's gonna be part of my conversation. Hell, I'm so fired up now, Freddie T. I ain't know who else gonna be there.
Look, Tom Brady gonna be there sitting down with Stephen A. You got Jeter sitting down with Big Papi. You got the pivot, we sitting with Roger Goodell. You got Jay coming through with the 40-40 pop-up, the old throwback, bringing 40-40 Club. You ever been?
We can go to the 40-40 Club?
We're gonna go to the 40-40 Club.
Oh, I'm gonna put on my slacks.
What is it again, man?
I'm gonna put on my slacks and my hard bottom.
Light on the creases.
August 16th through 18th, Fanatics Fan Fest NYC. Man, y'all gotta come mess with us.
Hey, by the way, Coach, he knows nothing about sports. That's what I'm talking about, your celebrity. He from Nigeria, Coach.
Hey, man, I like that.
Hey, he was
I
so
like
excited
that.
about this.
Hey, I like
Coach,
that.
we were coming last week. We were gonna leave him.
Let me take a picture.
He almost cried.
Hey, this Chuck Noll. You ever met Chuck Noll?
I like y'all doing business with dudes that don't know shit.
He don't know nothing,
about what
Coach.
we doing.
Coach,
That's beautiful.
Coach, he was gonna cry when he thought he wasn't gonna get to come here and meet you. We was
Oh,
at
that's fresh,
we was at
man.
Jets practice. He's videoing Aaron Rodgers and everything. At the end of the practice, he goes, "Is Aaron Rodgers out here?" He don't know nothing, Coach.
Hey, man, keep it like that.
All right, Coach. That was crazy.
Hold up, limitless. Niggas to me, got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling got me up. On the mission got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. On the vision I can trust. Limitless. Niggas to me, got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling got me up.